Hello, my fellow saints in the making, and welcome to the channel that shares saint-to-saint stories of aha moments that we can enlighten each other and help each other get to heaven. Today, my story is about Mass. I was in daily Mass today, and it was for my dad for his birthday. His birthday was yesterday. And so I prayed the whole Mass for my dad to help him get to heaven. He's passed away now. And then after Mass, we had exposition because it's Friday. Every Friday we have exposition after Mass at St. Max. So I was in exposition. I stayed for the Holy Hour, which is actually half hour, but it's all right. And this is an aha moment that explained to me why it is said that the sins of the father will be visited down unto the third and fourth generations. You remember reading that in the Bible? It's actually in Exodus 20, verse 5, and it's in Numbers chapter 14, verse 18 as well. And I always wondered, why is that? Why do we have to suffer for the sins of our fathers and our ancestors? And it's true that, certain habits are carried down generation to generation. They're genetic, like alcoholism or gambling or things like bad habits like that. They get carried down from generation to generation. And even some diseases, cancer, you can be susceptible to cancer. If your mom had breast cancer, you might have breast cancer, etc. Or be more susceptible to breast cancer, etc. So I always wondered why it was. And, in this video, I'm going to share with you an aha moment that helped me flip the script on that line of thinking and turn it around to help sanctify me and hopefully you as well, and your family, perhaps even down to the 10th generation of your future family. And so here's how it goes. The Mass was for my dad, and I found myself praying very intensely for him during Mass. And then after Mass, during exposition, St. Max doesn't have kneelers. So if you want to kneel, you have to kneel on the floor. Or you can cheat like I did, and I grabbed this old Breaking Bread Mass book and song book from 2023, and we still have them in our chairs. We don't have pews, but we have cushion chairs. And so I use that. I kneel on one of those old books. And so I was kneeling on the book, and I said, it's a sacrifice kneeling on instead of sitting. So most people sit down, and me too, but I was kneeling, and I was kneeling on this book, and I knelt for that whole half hour of exposition. And I thought, it's hard. It's not easy. It's hard to do. And then I said, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it for my dad. And I was very, very intense in my desire to make this little sacrifice for my dad to help him get to heaven. And then if he's in heaven, then it could help another relative or another soul get to heaven. And so the aha moment came to me that the punishment for the sin isn't visited upon the third and fourth generations, but the reparation for their sins when they pass away. If they pass away and end up in purgatory, and we don't know who ends up in hell, so I'm assuming that my dad's in purgatory. I'm not assuming anything else, or heaven. And so it falls on me and generations after me to sacrifice, to fast, and to pray for these previous generations for their souls to get to heaven. So looking at it, rather than looking at it as, oh, I'm being punished for his sin, I'm starting to look at it as, this is an opportunity for me to make reparations for his sins so that he can go from purgatory into heaven. And that's the aha moment for me. And I feel as though if we make enough of these sacrifices and reparations, that it'll work for us too, because we'll get our ancestors into heaven. They'll start praying for us, and we will also, our prayers will be transferred over to us so that we are sanctified sooner and we get to heaven sooner. And it might even work for future generations, to where we pray so hard and sacrifice so perfectly for God, that for their sake, that it helps actually future members of our families to be sanctified and get to heaven. So pray for your ancestors, sacrifice for them, fast for them, and they too, they will get to heaven. They will pray for you, and it could even work for your future family members. Thank you, my fellow saints in the making, and I will see you next video.